Welcome to Red Boots and Heels.
I'm Boots.
And I'm Heels. Have you watched the Fall of Minneapolis? Have you watched the documentary? Have you, circled back, to see footage that was never seen before to kind of give you a wider scope about what really happened in the George Floyd case? I'm just kind of curious.
Well, I mean, we've had the fall of Minneapolis has been ongoing for decades now.
Yeah.
Once Minneapolis, areas of Minneapolis were known as Little Mogadishu, and we had tons and thousands of migrants moving in. It's just been one thing after another. And I know that my friends that are from the area have not been happy for decades.
Yeah, we get called racist all the time because, we've already made our statement about the George Floyd case. It's always a shame when someone dies. But folks, they battled that man for over 20 minutes. He resisted arrest. He, continued to...
It was a legal police hold.
It really was.
It was a legal police hold.
Absolutely.
It's a hold well known among law enforcement, among SWAT members, etc. It was complicated by the fact that he had overdosed on fentanyl.
That's exactly what happened. It actually happened in the 2019 case too as well when he was arrested at that point in time. He ate the drugs that was on him. The good boy, the boy that was turning his life around and that, everybody was running around wearing his t-shirts after his death.
The one that threatened to kill the pregnant woman?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
stuck a gun in her abdomen. And, he has an arrest record this long, folks, and certainly repeated the whole mama just died. He just, the truth is, she had died 2 years before that. And everything that came out of his mouth was a lie. Everybody has a mom that dies.
Yeah, my mom died.
I'm just saying, it's sad when you lose a human being, but the truth of the matter is there is a man that's in prison, that has been in prison, basically you might as well say the rest of his life, and he was just recently stabbed. It was due to a hate crime. I truly believe it's because, the Fall of Minneapolis documentary started, and they're scared he's going to get a new trial out of this. That's exactly why. And, why would anybody stand up for, oh my God, I'm so scared he's going to get a new trial. If there was new evidence out there, why wouldn't you want him to have the opportunity, just like any other person,
to tell the truth?
To tell the truth. Why wouldn't you? You guys say that you're imprisoned wrong, when you're talking about a certain race. Well, then, they find with DNA and all kinds of things today, they find that there are prisoners that are, innocent, and they let them go as a result of new evidence. Why would you want anything different for Derek Chauvin? Why?
Well, because we live in a country now that is deeply rooted in emotional hysterics.
Yeah.
And whatever brings you in as a group of people, if you're a misfit, if you've been a miscreant in society, suddenly you have a group to belong to.
Yeah. That's true. And you may just want to covet that lie and continue to covet that lie just because you don't want to admit that you were wrong in this case. This was a legal police hold. It was trained. The police chief did lie about it on the stand. Who's talking about that? Certainly go and watch that documentary. Give yourself at least another chance and opportunity to look at it and understand that these are real people's lives that are sitting in prison, much like a lot of the J6ers today, sitting in prison and rotting away their lives, getting their lives threatened. And, this is a very bad stabbing. I haven't gotten an update in the last few days, but I'm talking critical situation, trying to kill the man.
I'm a big believer in proving guilt. And if you bring certain charges against someone, you need to prove that beyond a shadow of reasonable doubt. And I don't know. Did they ever know? Not in my book.
No, he didn't get a fair trial. I don't think you can get a fair trial.
And I'm not taking up for the guy because more than likely, I probably would not have been able to stand the man.
But even so, you even coming by that is just what we've heard on the media. We don't know him personally.
Right.
We know nothing about his family life.
Don't
we know
care.
nothing about him. In fact, the only thing you know is what you've been fed by the media. So
right.
I don't know.
And I know for a fact the media is corrupt.
Yeah.
The media lies. The media manipulates and has for decades now. And now we're living in a false world.
Yeah.
It's like we're in the Matrix.
We are in the Matrix. It's coming to pass. It truly is. We have feigned away from the truth, from reality. We don't really care about that anymore.
No, we
would
don't.
rather be in a psychological damaged world than actually correct it and start mending and healing. And you might have to get rid of your George Floyd t-shirts. I mean, I get that. It's a great big risk on you to have to do that. But the reality of it is he was a criminal. He wasn't a good person. He continued to break the law, and they legally did what they had to do after 20 some odd minutes.
If you saw the entire cams that were going, he fought. They could not get him down. They could not contain him.
He absolutely did, assault the police officers. He was a great big guy, now high on an enormous amount of drugs that even on the witness stand, it was said, and you'll get to see a lot of that if you'll go to the documentary, that, if he had been at home alone with that much drugs in his system, he would have died anyway. Plus, he did have some other artery and heart problems on top of it. But he was an absolute criminal. Not saying he deserved to die, but I will say he deserved to die before a police officer that was there to protect us deserved to die. And he very possibly could have killed one of them. They were actively serving you as a community, and look what happened. I mean, so this gives everybody the excuse to steal some Nikes and break in and burn the entire city, take over the precinct, and it gives the right for the police chief who trained them on this specific how to restrain someone in this situation, lied on the witness stand. And that is really a shame.
Everybody wants to protect their job. Everybody wants to protect their job, their social status. Nobody wants to be threatened. Look, I'm not going to say that there aren't instances where the police do the wrong thing. I know there are. And I hate that because, but the fact of the matter is human beings make mistakes. And sometimes they take actions for reasons that they shouldn't. We're all guilty of that, and the police are too. Some of the policemen are too. What I'm willing to say is, was a premeditated murder committed? Premeditated. Was it specifically contrived to cause the death of George Floyd? I don't believe it's possible to prove that. I don't believe that they ever did.
I don't think that it's possible, and I don't think that you out there really believe it. The ones of you that stood behind this, the Maxine Waters, I don't believe it, that you even believe it. I just think you need so bad for there to be this kind of chaos, and you need to be able to covet the lie that you've started, that you're willing to sacrifice the entire United States of America just to do that. And you're pretty freaking selfish if that's your mentality.
Look,
this man, died of an overdose according to his medical report. This man was not killed by Derek Chauvin. This man overdosed, and you should be behind what's right and truth and not anything else. And if you're not, then shame on you. Shame on you.
I agree.